Hey, everybody, welcome to our champion cooking night. We are so happy to have you here. We are featuring some Irish dishes for you here tonight. So we're really excited to have you. Don't you just love Irish traditions or just any tradition, right? Around a holiday. But St. Patrick's Day is especially fun because there are so many fun traditions that even if you're not Irish, you can kind of jump on board and just have a really good time with. So we are, like I said, featuring some fun Irish dishes, or even, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be doing some cooking, and I'm not sure the dish I'm doing is actually Irish, but it is green. So we're going to send it right over to Loretta's kitchen to get things started. And she is featuring a fun potato dish. So take it away, Loretta.
Unmute. All right, can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, hear me. Okay, great. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do some Irish potato bites. I mean, we got St. Patrick's Day coming up, and who doesn't love a potato? So I'm going to use one of our amazing products that you are absolutely gonna love in your home, and that is our multi cooker. All right, this guy right here. This guy can cook pasta for you. It can cook grains, a perfect batch of brown rice every single time. It'll steam your vegetables. You have beautiful, bright vegetables. It is just a must-have in your kitchen. All right. So there are pieces here for doing your rice, like your quinoa and your rice and your different grains. This is actually metal. This is our steamer, our colander. There's also a tray that goes in here, but can't find mine right now, but we're not using it tonight. All right. And I'm telling you, this is the base where you can cook pastas. But my favorite thing to do in here is fill up the base with a little bit of water and cook my potatoes. All right. So this is how I cook my potatoes tonight. So it's metal. I said that right. That means microwaves are not going to penetrate, and the cover's metal. And so when I put my potatoes in here, I'm going to put the water in the base, and the only thing the microwaves can touch is the water. Okay, so they're going to boil water. It's going to create steam, and these little holes right here, I don't know if you can see them. All right, that's going to let the steam come through, and you're going to have perfectly steamed potatoes, and you don't have to boil them over the stove top, be a slave to your stove top or whatever. And you can also do a dozen eggs in here. If you want hard boiled eggs, a dozen eggs in about 12, 13 minutes, and you've got hard boiled eggs. Again, you don't have to be a slave to your stovetop. So what I did is I put, here we go, I had 2 bags of these red skin potatoes, the smaller ones. You don't want really big giant ones. You want more of a bite size. And so the small round potatoes. So it's about 3 pounds of those potatoes. And I actually sliced them in half. Okay. I sliced them in half. All right. And I put them inside the base of the micro steamer of the here. And I put the cover on top and I put it in the microwave for about 15 minutes. All right. Now, I would recommend that maybe you could stop it halfway and rotate it. Sometimes the ones on the bottom get a little more steam than the ones on the top. But I didn't do that. I didn't care. So you might want to do maybe 18 minutes to make sure, depending how full this is. Okay. I use this all the time. You want to steam some broccoli, you want to steam your green beans. This is your go-to, and you can do so much more on your stovetop with your multi cooker. Okay. So we got the potatoes all done, and then I took the potatoes. All right. Now, if they're going to stand up nicely, you don't have to do anything. But if you're tipping over, if you're doing them more like the rounded way and they're rounded on the bottom, you could slice a little bit off the bottom here. Okay. Oh, you can see that. But I didn't have to because they're standing up nicely in here. Okay. So they're standing up nicely down the side of here. I scooped out the center of the potato and I put them inside of my impression bowl here. And now you've got to add some cheese, right? You can't have potatoes without some cheese. And since St. Patty's is coming up, I bought this cheese just because it was adorable. Look at that. All right. So I got the Irish cheese here. But tonight I'm using this Kerrygold cheese. You can use any cheese you want, but your cheddar cheese a little nicer. But this Irish cheese, I tasted it. Oh my goodness. Now I could go and cheat and I could buy pre-shredded cheese, but I used my great master shredder here and I just grated that cheese right inside my bowl. That little tiny block of cheese. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at all the cheese I got. I'm not even done. Yeah, that's a couple cups of cheese right there. Shredded, fresh. I don't have to worry about any preservatives, coloring, food additives to my shredded cheese. All right. So I'm going to add that to my mashed potatoes right here. All right. So I'm going to add, it says to add a half cup. Let's see, a quarter cup of cheese. Now we're going to do a little bit more. Okay. I'm not really going to measure. Yeah, a couple scoops, maybe one more. All right. The cheese. And then we're going to add some corned beef. Now, if you're going to be doing your corned beef during St. Patrick's Day and you've mixed your own, by all means, shred that up, cut that up, and use your own homemade corned beef. Of course, I didn't make any today, so I just used plain corned beef. This is our fridge stackable, which I love because I have my turkey in here, I have my ham in here, and I don't have ham, I have corned beef. I already sliced it up for you, so you just slice up like half a cup of corned beef. All right, add that to my little mix right here. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of melted butter. All right. Now I do use unsalted butter. And I'm going to use our micro pitcher, okay? Now our micro pitcher is fantastic. If you need to heat up some gravy, if you need to heat up some sauce, red sauce, you need to melt some butter. The micro pitcher is what you want. You don't want a regular bowl of plastic to go in the microwave because it's not going to be able to withstand the high temperature. So when I put the cover on here, it actually has a little vent there for the steam to escape. Plus, it covers it up so it doesn't splatter all over my microwave, right? So I'm going to do 30 seconds. If it's not done, I'm going to take it out, okay? So the micro pitcher is great for that. And guys, throughout this whole process, I've been using our amazing knives, all right? So I'm going to add some green onions to that. I'm going to make some really cute, I'm going to try. I sliced up these little yellow tomatoes, sliced them up real thin, okay? And I'm going to kind of put them on the side there. And if you were really cute, you can get a little cutout of a clover leaf, punch holder. And you could take a giant leaf of basil and punch out a clover leaf and put it on the tomato. However, I don't have one of those. Ooh, my butter is melted. That took about 30 seconds. I got some beautiful melted butter here. Didn't splatter all over. And when I'm not using this in the microwave, I am using it for a 2-cup measuring pitcher. Okay. It is the best. All right. Break every last ounce of butter out of here. And then, of course, I'm going to season it with some salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. Here we go. If you doesn't have your Tupperware salt and pepper shakers right here, they're always handy. And a little bit of salt. And you know what? It is really to flavor, to taste. So you decide how much salt and pepper you want to add to that. All right. So it's the corned beef, the potatoes, the cheese, and the salt and pepper. So I'm just going to blend this really nicely. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to scoop it up. And by the way, if you can get your hands on a Tupperware portioning scoop, you definitely want to do that. And I'm going to scoop up this little batch of stuff and I'm scooping it right inside of my potato. So I'm going to fill these up and I'm going to put them in the oven for about 10 minutes. When they come out, I'm going to add that slice of tomato and I'm going to add some green to that. And that way you have all those Irish colors coming out. All right. So while I get this in the microwave, by the way, I am using, you could either use a baking sheet, and I love our silicone mat because if you're like me and don't want to clean off the cheese off baked off pans and stuff, the silicone mats are the way to go. But I'm going to use the cover to my Ultra Pro casserole dishes. Same thing, easy to clean. All right. I'm going to pop these in the oven for 10 minutes, and I think we're going to head over to someone else's kitchen.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Loretta. All right. So, like I said, I don't think mine's really an Irish dish, but it is green. It is green. So, a good friend of mine, her name's Jenny Cheatham. She gave me some really good advice one time, just once. Just kidding. So, and she gave me some very practical advice, some parenting advice. And one of the things she said was she taught her daughter, she had 5 daughters, and she taught them that they all needed to learn one dish. They needed to master one dish. I think Jenny's the one who gave me this advice because it sounds like Jenny advice because she's super practical. And she said they all had to master one dish. So when they got invited to somebody's house, that they could at least take one dish to that house, right? And so I remembered her saying that to me, and I was like, huh. And so this one is the dish that my oldest mastered, right? So this is my oldest dish, and it is we call it green fluff or green stuff is what we call it. And so yeah, so and it is the pistachio with the pudding and all of that stuff, right? And so my mother-in-law made this all the time, and she made it especially for the kids because it was their favorite. And it's so easy to make, and it's an easy side to be able to show up to a barbecue with, and all of that. And so that's why when Jenny had mentioned that, I was like, oh, I know an easy dish that is something quick and easy that my oldest can make because she doesn't really like to cook. But this is something quick and easy to mix up. So I always start with the wet ingredients. So I just grab some crushed pineapple, right? And so this is a pull top can, but I don't usually use the pull top. I go ahead and use our can opener because our can opener will work with the pull top cans because what happens is if I pull this top, one, it's going to be sharp on the top and it's also going to be sharp on the can. And then when I go to use my spatula, it's going to cut my spatula and that is no good, right? So I'm going to use our can opener because it does not leave a sharp edge on the can or on the top. So it's super safe for you. So what you do is you just open it like this, and then it has the two circles, and I'm going to put the edge of the can through those two circles. So I'm just going to kind of put it right on top. And you always want to put it on the top of the can. And look, it's holding on to it, right? So I can hold it in the air. That's how I know it's in the right place at the right time, right? So it's holding on to it. And so I'm just gonna spin this around and I'm gonna feel it when it releases, right? Sometimes it even makes a clicking noise, but sometimes it doesn't, right? But I'm gonna feel it when it releases. So I'm just gonna kind of keep going around, going around. I think I just felt it, right? So then once it releases, I'm gonna take this little piece right here and I'm just going to put it right on the edge. So I'm gonna hook it right on the edge, just like that. And then I'm going to close this. And what that's going to do is it's going to grip onto that, right? So it's going to grab onto the edge and then I'm just going to peel back. Look at that. Just peel back. And it takes it right off of there. You know, it's funny. I think I had a camper for a year before I realized it did that. Isn't that crazy? And then I saw somebody do a demo and I was like, yeah, that's what that little thing is for. I was like, it felt really silly. Before that, I would just kind of pull up on it, and you can pull up on it and get the top of the can off, but you don't have to. You got that little bird beak thing. All right, so and you see it's not sharp here, right? And it's not sharp on the bottom here either. So it's nice and you know, it's all for you. You don't have to worry about that. All right, so then I'm gonna drain this, but I want to hold on to this juice because it's so tasty. So hold on, let me get a glass. So I am going to, is this going on? Let me put it into a bowl. All right, so let me grab a bowl because I want to hold on to this juice because I mean it's just so good, right? So you definitely want to be connected to a champion Tupperware consultant because this is one of those gems that isn't in our line very often, but it is a strainer for your cans. And so you definitely want to be connected to somebody and be like, hey, tell me when that strainer comes out because I love this, right? And it's so helpful because I mean I can sit there and I can sit there and, you know, like hold the top of the can on and like turn it over and do all that stuff. But why, right? When I've got this. So I'm just going to kind of shake it a little, try and get all that juice out of there. I'm just going to leave this for a minute. All right. So I'm going to leave this and then I'm going to go ahead. We're going to use pistachio pudding, right? And you can do sugar-free, whatever it is you need to do for whatever your dietary needs are. So it's just pistachio pudding. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut this. And these are kitchen shears. I love them, love them, love them. They break apart. You only want to use you only want to use shears in the kitchen that break apart and come completely apart for cleaning. I cringe when I watch reels or videos. I don't see them as much now as I did when people first started doing like cooking videos and stuff. And they're using just like regular scissors in the kitchen. I'm like, oh, how do you clean those? Right? These come apart for easy cleaning. So you know that if you're using them for meats, anything like that, you can throw them in the dishwasher. And we really don't want to throw them in the dishwasher because that just dulls them, but you can if you want to, but you can get them totally clean. All right, so these are probably pretty drained. I try to mix the wet ingredients with the pudding in the beginning, right? And I do that because I feel like it mixes up the pudding really well. All right, so I'm gonna I put this in my Dazable and I'm just gonna mix this up. I'm just gonna make it a beautiful green color. Look at that. That doesn't get much more Irish than that, right? Just kidding. All right, so I'm just gonna mix this up and I wanna just, and I, like I said, I like to mix it, these two things together because I feel like it gets that pudding all broken up. I found when I try to like put the pudding in at a later time, it's not quite the same, right? So I want to just mix this up real good. I don't have to worry. I don't have to be careful with it or anything, right? So I just kind of mix all that in together. And if you like texture, you can also chop up some pistachios to put in here with it. My kids never really were crazy about the texture, so I never put the nuts in there. And then good old fashioned Cool Whip, right? So good old fashioned.
I will open the front door so we don't make a big noise. His mom is going to be recording either in the family room.
So we're gonna put this right in there. Fluffy. So quick. All right, so put this in there. And now we're gonna mix all this up. And again, I just keep mixing all the ingredients each time, just so then that way I can get them all mixed in there really good before I add the, this is gonna get on me. I'm about to make a mess. Um, before I add the marshmallows, because the marshmallows I don't really want to like mash in there. I want to kind of fold them in. So this, I'm just going to mix this up together until I feel like it's nice and mixed up in there. And this is our Thatsable, and this is one of the things that people love about a Thatsable, right? It's got the handle here, so you can hold it just like I'm holding it right now. So you can kind of get in there really good and do your mixing and get everything mixed really nicely, right? And it's great for just exactly this, right? It's just as good for your popcorn as it is for doing your mixing just like this. Our That's a Bowl is definitely one of our most durable, most versatile bowls that we have. And anytime you see a round seal in Tupperware, it's airtight and liquid tight. So you never have to worry about it leaking. But you also, I always say that, you know, it keeps the liquid out, but it keeps the liquid in, right? So you don't want, a lot of times we think about like our stuff not leaking out of the bowl, but think about stuff not getting into the bowl either, right? So if you have one of our Tupperware bowls and it's in a cooler, you don't want cooler water getting into your bowl, man. Cooler water is gross, right? What the heck is in cooler water? Gosh, who knows? Hands dipping in the cooler, getting all the things. All right, so this is just marshmallows, mini marshmallows, right? This holds an entire bag of mini marshmallows. So I'm just gonna dump these right in here, right? The whole thing. And you can use rainbow marshmallows. You can do whatever you want, right? This is yours. Make it your own, right? And then I'm just gonna kind of fold these in and look how fluffy this is. It's so good. I don't know if Dakota even knows I'm making this right now, but when she realizes probably half of this is going to be eaten tonight, sometime between when I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning, right? So yeah, look at that. So fluffy, so good, so easy, right? So easy. And again, this is just like one of those staples. It's one of those things that's always great at a barbecue. It's always great wherever you go, when you're asked to bring something and people look at it and they're just like, oh my gosh, it's the fluffy stuff or it's the marshmallow stuff. Everybody has different names for it, right? And so, so we always put it in one of our bowls, right? We put it in one of our clear bowls, and that's the thing. I love Tupperware. I love all the different types of Tupperware because we have, you know, people come to expect Tupperware to look like this. So when you show up with a product that looks like this, they're like, "What? What is that?" And I'm like, it is Tupperware. Have you seen Tupperware lately? I'm like, we got some cool stuff going on, right? And so that is the thing. And that's the reason why you always want to be connected to somebody because it's March now and we have some really cool stuff going on in Tupperware. So you definitely want to make sure that you're connected to somebody. So make sure that you get back to whoever invited you to this cooking show, and talk to them about some of the specials going on because all of our products, you know, there are three prices for all of our products. You can get them for free, half price, or whatever the price is on the website, right? So you can get them for free and half price by hosting. But you can also get them for a discount by shopping sales, by joining us, and you can get them at our consultant discount. So definitely talk to whoever invited you, and and they can show you all the different ways that you can get the products that you want at the best price for you. So, so yeah, how great is this? So you can bring this to your next party and class it up by putting it in a special bowl, right? All right. So giving it back to Loretta. Are you ready?
You guys hear me? Yeah, I don't think I unmuted, right? Did I mute?
You're
Okay.
good.
All right, great, guys. Well, I just kept on going because still have some more of these potatoes. So I steamed, if you missed the first part, the potatoes in the multi-cooker, all right, in the microwave for about 15 to 18 minutes, all right? And you don't want to overcook the potatoes in this because you're going to bake them again. And if you overcook them, they're going to be too soft. When you go to scoop out the center of the potato, it is going to crumble on you, okay? So you don't want to overcook the potatoes. So you scoop out the center of the potato. You can add some shredded Irish cheese to this, cheddar cheese. You can add mozzarella cheese, whatever cheese you have on hand, whatever you like, okay? I also just kind of like diced up some corned beef. Now I bought my corned beef from the deli because I didn't make any fresh today. And so I've got this all mixed up in our gorgeous impression bowls. Do you see all the bowls I have here? If you're not connected to a Champion Tupperware consultant, go find someone on the Champion team and get connected because these bowls are some specials right now. And there are 3 different sizes. There are actually 4 right now if you got special, okay? And you are truly going to make an impression everywhere you go, like Ellen said, okay? Because they're just beautiful and gorgeous. Plus, you can use them for serving, for prepping, for storing, all your stuff. I also added a little bit of melted butter to this. And now we are going to take our potato plate out of here, right? So I put that mixture in the oven. I refilled my potatoes. I know some of you guys would love to be here right now, all right? So I've got that going on. Now, preferably you would like to wait for this to cool off a little bit, all right? And I did use our beautiful knife to slice them in half. This is our amazing knife. This is the chef's knife right here. They all have guards on them and they have little clips here so they don't fall off. But they're great if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to go into, you're going to be camping this summer, if you're going to a friend's house to help cook. These are fantastic knives to have. You have the bread knife, and I'm going to tell you about one of my new favorites. I honestly thought, I really don't need a serrated knife. I have a regular knife. It's fine. This serrated knife, look at these little tomatoes. Now you know that if you go slice a little tiny cherry tomato and you don't have a sharp knife, you're gonna get splattered in the face with tomato seed. Come on, has that ever happened to you? All right, it's happened to me. All right, did you go to push down and your knife doesn't cut through it? For a soft fruit like a tomato, kiwi, peaches, even lemons and limes, you want the serrated knife. All right, it just use it more like a saw instead of cutting down. And I'm telling you, you can get a beautiful sliced piece of tomato here. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to add it to the side of my little potato here. Okay, and then you can garnish it with some greens. All right, add some. You could do chives. You could do parsley. You could do a little basil. And I'll just come a little closer. And there is your beautiful. Where am I? Here, beautiful potato bite. All right. And it's delicious. So it looks Irish. You got the orange color, you got the greens right there, you got the red skin potato, you got the Irish color. So have fun this season with St. Patrick's Day and get connected with your Tupperware girlfriend and get yourself the Great Master for cheeses and your Ultra Pros, your cookers and all that fun stuff. We've got some great deals going on right now too. All right. I think we're about ready to wrap this up. Right, guys?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that looks so tasty. Like I totally want to eat some of those potatoes. It's so funny. I bought corned beef today at the deli too because I was like, oh, I want to make some dips and I want to make some stuff leading up to St. Patrick's Day, all that good stuff because I want to try a whole bunch of different new recipes. And I might have to try Loretta's. I don't know about you guys, but that looks super tasty. So thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you guys so much for coming on and joining us here tonight. So definitely get connected with whoever invited you, and just talk to them about the specials going on. You know, the bowls that she was talking about, those bowls, those were on sale right now. And then the bowls I use, those are on sale right now, the That's a Bowls. So you definitely want to talk to your Tupperware champion consultant and get the scoop on what's going on and the sales that we got going on. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time. All right, bye.